Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would first like to commend the honourable member from Drumheller-Stettler for bringing forth this motion. I wholeheartedly support it, and I feel it should be resolved that the Legislative Assembly urge the government to introduce legislation to amend the Alberta Bill of Rights to ensure that all Albertans have an inalienable right to full, fair and timely compensation with recourse to the courts when a new government initiative negatively impacts the value of their property. Number of reasons for this. First of all, in my opinion, a strong economy, strong individual rights, and the foundation of our wealth starts with three things. Those three things in an economy begin with property rights. Property rights where a government knows its limits, where the line is drawn between an individual's rights and responsibilities and a government's, and individuals have the opportunity to grow wealth for their families, themselves, and their communities. Secondly, stable electric costs, and we know where Bill 50 is taking us in this province with that, and competitive taxation and regulation. And we have seen Manitoba and other Western provinces reduce their corporate tax lower than us, and we know that the CFIB continually gives Alberta a failing grade on removing regulation. Property rights is an area that Alberta can excel in, and Alberta can take the leadership in for the benefit of our wealth and the benefit of our individuals. Canada lacks a legal framework that compels government to provide restitution when it infringes on an individual property rights in pursuit of public goods. So again, Alberta can become a national leader in this area. Alberta's Bill of Rights was a good idea, but it didn't go far enough. The clause that protects property rights is followed by this phrase, the right not to be deprived thereof except by due process of law. And we know what due process of law is. Bill 36, Bill 19, Bill 24, Bill 50, and Bill 2. I represent Cypress-Medicine Hat. As I've indicated before, and as most of you are maybe aware, it's about the south 25% of Medicine Hat and the town of Redcliffe, where about 65 or 70% of the voters and constituents live. The other 35% of the residents are in two counties, Cypress County and 40 Mile County, making my constituency approximately 60 miles by 80 miles. That's nothing. I've heard that. Well, speaking of that's nothing, Bill 36, the Regional Advisory Committee plan has come out in our area with some preamble, and in Cypress County, my guess is some side of 30 or 35% of it, 30 or 35% of it is designated as potential conservation areas. Some side of 10 or 15% of 40 Mile County has been designated in brown as potential conservation areas. When we read the preamble that was provided in the stuff that is apparently quite far from regulations, it says something like potential conservation areas will be voluntary on deeded land and may be enforced on leased land. Seems like not too big a deal, except when you realize that the vast majority of ranchers and farmers in these two counties own a combination of leased land and deeded land. Sometimes these ranches have been in their family for 6 generations. Amazingly, some of those parcels of land that these people have had good stewardship of, paid tremendous amount of taxes, and raised wonderful Albertans on, I'm told that some of these lands have never ever been patented, never ever been deeded, for whatever the reason is for that. So now we're looking at a situation, property rights reduced, impacted by what these bills are doing. Well, what's the difference, you say? I know a rancher in the special areas. who wants to move on, wants to sell his land. He's had it on the market for about a year and has told me that his deeded land has attracted strong offers. And he's having tremendous trouble getting what used to be fair value on his lease land. He's farmed it for years and years. He paid money for it, and it's been a mixed bag how the government on the other side of this floor has treated all these leased owners. It's also interesting to me that three times
not like condo owners.
in my campaign and once after, when town hall meetings were called to discuss these things, when you get some side of 200 pickups in the parking lot wanting to protect their property rights, strong Albertans, people who love Albertans, people that have built Alberta, people that want their property rights protected. I have a copy of the Financial Post here. Like how does all this matter? I have a copy of the Financial Post here. And I'd like to read a headline from about 3 months ago. Walmart Canada is taking 39 of the leases on which Target Canada bought on option to take over from Zellers. So we're talking leases in a $1.8 billion deal. So Walmart is buying from Target, which bought from Zellers, transaction of $1.8 billion. My goodness, what tremendous wealth for Albertans. What tremendous wealth for Canadians. What an opportunity for society to tax some of this wealth, to build the education, the health care, the programs that we need. Not the type of thing that I would want to see destroyed. So I will close with, again, my support of this motion, my support of individual property rights. I would ask others to do the same.
Thank you, honourable member. Recognize the member for